Well, good Thursday morning, everybody. I cannot even believe it's Thursday morning. This week is just absolutely flying by. And good morning, everybody. Hope that you've had so far, good Thursday morning. It's 6:42 this morning, so hey, not much has happened just yet, but good Thursday morning. We can see some showers over there towards the New Iberia and Franklin, Louisiana. Not much going on here in southeast Texas and even southwest Louisiana on the Tamco Hellguard radar this morning. Pretty quiet, but if we zoom out, I had to double check to make sure this isn't the movie Groundhog Day because it's literally the same areas. The Central Plains getting lots of lightning, some showers and thunderstorms, and once again, parts of Florida and East Coast getting these spotty, isolated showers. So, yes, the radar is working right. It's just the same general areas continue to keep getting the rain, but we've got some rain chances for today and really the next 5 to 7 days. Remember how I said we're going to start seeing those mid to upper levels start, mixing out? Well, we still see some dry air in the mid to upper levels, but not as dry as it was yesterday and the last couple of days. In fact, we are mixing out pretty quickly. Our environment's getting pretty favorable for some showers and thunderstorms realistically the next several days, the next 5 to almost the next 7 days. So we're seeing that dry air thin out. We're seeing a more favorable pattern for more showers and thunderstorms thanks to our sponsor of Tamco, showing us that dry air is definitely mixing out, especially right along the Texas and Louisiana border. Typically, we've been seeing a lot of brown, but no, it's mixing out. Very moist on all levels. So you can see it very humid this morning, especially on our level where we reside. It's pretty much into the upper 70s to low to mid 80s. So very warm, especially along the coast. Look at Holly Beach already at 86 degrees. Beaumont at 78, and further up to the north, they're into the mid to upper 70s as well too. Thanks to a sponsor of Silsby Ford, and you need to go over there and get you one. They have a really good lineup. Go check out their Facebook page of what they have right now. Now, if we take a look at the outdoor construction forecast for today, right now it's pretty quiet. Later this morning, we'll start seeing the chance for some isolated showers. We should get up to 30 to 40% coverage for southeast Texas and up to 40 to 50% coverage over there towards southwest Louisiana. So later this afternoon, the heat of the day and the moisture, we can start seeing some of those showers and thunderstorms developing. What we will not see is any tropical development in the next 5 days, next 7 days, in fact, possibly even the next 10 days. Dry air and wind shear keeping tropics in check. If we zoom out and look, I mean, it's active over there towards the Pacific side, but none of that's an issue for us. We actually have some waves that are, jumping off the coast of Africa. They're going to continue moving westward, but the dry air is going to continue giving us a hard time. So typically we would watch that right there and be concerned, but lots of dry air and wind shear are going to keep this in check. We'll keep watching it, but it doesn't look like anything we realistically have to worry about at all. What we're going to be seeing the next several days is moisture content increasing. So we have pretty good moisture levels today and tomorrow, and even through the weekend. So we have at least 30 to 40% coverage today all the way through Sunday, but here we are getting into Sunday night. Getting into Monday, look at the surge of deeper moisture pushing into our region on Monday and again on Tuesday. This at least brings 40 to, if not up to 50% coverage on Monday and Tuesday. And then by the time we get to Wednesday, looks like we start drying out a little bit, but look at the next several days, at least 30 to 40% coverage the rest of the week through the weekend. And again, Monday and Tuesday, we see that deeper moisture surging in. So thanks for a sponsor of Switch Electric showing us that rainfall outlook. And then by Wednesday, it looks like we start seeing that moisture kind of pushing out, and we should start getting back into our drier pattern. So this isn't a slam dunk, everybody gets rain, but at least we're seeing some decent rain chances. A lot of people are wanting the rain, so we've got some decent rain chances the next several days, especially through the weekend into early next week. So the heat of the day and the moisture that we have, we should get 30 to 40% coverage for southeast Texas, a little bit higher towards southwest Louisiana this afternoon. Majority of us that get rain, quarter to a half an inch, nothing too bad there, but some isolated areas, you can get up to 1 to 2 inches. In fact, coverage of rain yesterday, around 10% or less is what we saw. And Vidor, Texas got 4.5 inches less than an hour, and we had some flood warnings. In fact, we've seen some significant street flooding over there. So I don't think we'll see that again, but it's just very interesting that coverage was very small. It was a very small storm. It might have been tiny, but the raindrops that it was dropping was not tiny. 4.5 inches very quickly. So by tonight, everything dies down. And then rinse and repeat once again. Friday afternoon, we've got the heat of the day. We've got the moisture. Another round for 30 to 40% coverage for some showers and some thunderstorms. Some of them could be heavy. Some could get up to 1 to 2 inches of rain. But other than that, majority of us, this is just going to be some quick downpours up to 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch is what we'll be seeing really kind of the next several days. But let's talk about the rainfall totals for the general region. So if we look, I would say that what we're seeing here from now until Tuesday, you can find some isolated areas that get up to 2 to 3 inches of rain, if not slightly higher totals than that. But if we're talking about a good chunk of the region, all of southeast Texas and all of southwest Louisiana, realistically now until Tuesday night, we are looking at least up to about a half an inch, if not up to an inch of rain for a good portion of the region. It's those isolated areas that can see, higher amounts, and that's what we always watch for. So that's what we're seeing as of right now. Temperatures today, notice that, the last several days we had many in the middle to upper 90s. In fact, we're starting to see a lot more of the upper 80s to low to mid 90s. You still have some areas like Katy and Conroe getting near the 100-degree mark, but we're just showing that the clouds and the rain is kind of bringing our temperatures down just a little bit. The 30 to 40% coverage for southeast Texas and slightly higher for southwest Louisiana. And thanks again to our sponsor of Steelsby Ford, letting us know what to expect today. And our wet bulb globe temperature for the UIL sports and the practicing, pretty much into the middle to upper 80s. Out there towards the Houston region, towards the west, can get up into the upper 80s to near 90-degree mark. And then overnight tonight, still going to be warm, muggy, and sticky like we see this time of year, pretty much into the middle to upper 70s. Closer you get towards the coast, you'll be pretty much closer to the low to mid 80s. So the air C is definitely going to continue to be working overtime. Now it looks like a very active pattern. You look at this, but realistically what we're just showing is we have kind of the rain o'clock hours, the afternoon, we've got the heat of the day, we've got the moisture, at least 30 to 40% coverage now and through Sunday, and then slightly higher coverage once we get into Monday and Tuesday. And just notice that the highs are no longer into the upper 90s. They're pretty much around the low 90s, and then some areas could get into the mid 90s, but just showing that the clouds and the rain's kind of bringing our temperatures back just a little bit. Southwest Louisiana, you've got a little bit better moisture content, so realistically now until Tuesday, we're looking at 30 to up to 40 to 50% coverage every single day for Southwest Louisiana. Temperatures up into the upper 80s, pretty much into the low 90s. So that's our forecast for today. That's our Thursday morning show. Thanks for tuning into the Thursday morning show. We'll have more updates throughout the rest of the day, especially if we see things, developing on radar. Have a wonderful Thursday, and thanks again for tuning in to Gulf Coast Weather Solutions. See y'all tomorrow morning on the Friday morning show. Have a good Thursday, everybody.
Gulf Coast Weather Solutions is sponsored by...
We don't know what the weather is going to be like around here. I do get really anxious during storms.
That's why they chose HailGuard. When performance leads, confidence follows. Backed by the first and only asphalt shingle system with a hail warranty.
That just gives us more peace of mind.
This is the only asphalt product on the market that has the manufacturer warranty targeting the hail damage, and it gives me a lot of confidence as a contractor.
Engineered for enhanced impact performance. Built to protect homes and reputations. HailGuard shingles. Built for hail.